What's up YouTube, welcome back to the FUTBassy channel, or if it's your first time here then hello, welcome, thanks for joining, sit back, relax, enjoy the show and enjoy, well, quite a unique video, the most anticipated video I've done actually on this channel. I've had so many people asking me for this, the video which will show you how to score every single free kick. Clearly look, if the free kick's 50 yards out, if it was on the touchline or whatever, it's not going to go in. Basically this is how to score every single free kick from probably what 20 to 30 yards out, as you'll see here actually in this little box. Anything that's in this kind of zone here, actually, anything that's in that area at all, I will show you how to score every single one. If you follow what I show you, every single one will go in. They might be thinking, well, hang on, what, on a practice ground like this? Well, of course they're going to go in. There's no keeper, there's no defenders, there's no keeper. That's pretty easy, isn't it? So all I'm going to show you is, well, actually most from FUT Champions, a couple from Squad Battles, I think there's one from Seasons in here as well. So all from real live gameplay. And honestly, this works in Squad Battles, it works in FUT Champions, it works against top 100 players, it works against pro players. I actually see very few people using my technique, so you've got to give it a go. This zone here also, any single free kick you have in this area here, if you follow what I'm going to show you, it will go in. Like I said, 20 to 30 yards out, basically anywhere that's probably in line with the 6 yards box, but 20 to 30 yards out, they're going to go in. So if you like that content, please drop a big old thumbs up. Honestly, you guys, your support for this channel so far over the last few weeks in particular has been absolutely amazing. Remember, I'm just doing this video, this channel for charity. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check the link down below to the FUTBassy intro video. Right, now let's get into it. Let's take a look at one little free kick here. Now the first thing you've got to bear in mind is that in your tactics you've got to have your free kick taker set as someone who won't take the free kick. I know that sounds a bit odd, but Florenzi, as you see here, steps up as my default free kick taker, but he's not going to take the free kick. I'm going to switch it to the person who of course is going to be the GOAT, Keita. So we've switched it. The next thing you're going to do is we're going to, as you'll see, the player Keita is lined up horizontally with a ball. Keita and Son, for me, both always start in the same position. There'll be other players start in the same position, but you're going to then take 2 steps backwards with Keita, or to the side, kind of like that. See? Just 2 steps to the side. We'll show it again in slow motion. I mean, it sounds a bit strange, but it's really odd to get the right angle. So with Keita and Son, they always start completely horizontally on at the ball there. So I just take 2 steps, kind of pulling away, so the player's moving backwards to the right. That just puts the player in the absolute perfect angle. The next thing you're going to do is call a second player, and with half bar of power you're going to pass it really quickly to the player. So in slow motion again, call it, look at the bottom left, you'll see half bar of power, and it's just a little pass to Keita, and then you can take 1 touch with the player and you're then going to shoot. So again, call a second player, little pass, half bar of power, 1 touch only from Keita, and then unleash a shot into the top corner, just like that. So that is all you need to do. Now that sounds quite complicated, so I've got quite a few examples here we're going to work through. Let's go and show them again. So here, David Luiz is set as a free kick taker. Obviously he's not going to be the person who takes a free kick. We're going to switch to Son, take 2 steps back, call second player, little pass, 1 touch and shoot into the top corner. Yeah, so exactly the same as last time. It's really important that you do all these things exactly as I've shown you, and they're all there for a reason. The reason that most of the steps are there, it's going to be quite self-explanatory, right? But you might be thinking, well, why do you start with a person who's not your free kick taker? And that is really important. The only reason I do it is it just distracts the opponent, right? So just by switching your player, taking a free kick, I know how I feel when someone does that. It makes me kind of panic, makes me think, oh, what they're going to do, puts me on edge. And just by putting the opponent on edge, it distracts them and it just gives you that bit of an edge. So we're going to see this example again. So start with David Luiz, not the free kick taker, then select the player you're going to take it with. Son, honestly, for me the stats aren't that important. If you look at Son and Keita, their long shots and power, they're not amazing. There's far better players out there, but I think what's really important here is you use a player who you're just confident with striking the ball outside the box. Their long shot stats could be better, but both Son and Keita, I've got absolute confidence if I hit it right outside the box, it will just go in. So 2 steps back, little touch, call the second player, sorry, there we go, little half power to Son, and there you go, bang, top corner again, exactly the same as last time. Now it's just really important that corner there and you'll see on every single example I always go for that side. And actually, you know what, it doesn't really matter if they hit it with the right left foot. If you select the right player, if you use the right player, so Son and Keita for me, they've both got actually I think Son might have got a 5-star weak foot, has he? Keita's only got a 4-star weak foot, but it doesn't really matter which foot they use. I know that with both players they can strike the ball outside the box completely cleanly. If you just hit it right, it'll go in. The only thing that's important is the setup. If you follow this routine exactly, and I can't stress it enough, don't try and play around with it, just follow it exactly as I've shown you. Your player will just be automatically set up perfectly. Again, that 2 steps backwards for the player is horizontal to the ball is just so important. It just creates the right angle. Follow it like this, and look here, right, so 2.5 to 3 bars power depending on how far you out is really important, and always aim for this corner. The keeper's right, your kind of top left. I don't know why, you know, you might be able to try it and you might be able to get into the other corner. For me, it always works in that corner. If I try the other corner, maybe it's just, you know, maybe it's how I angle it myself, I'm not sure. If I try the other corner, it won't go in, right? So every time I go for this corner, it's like a cheat code basically. So I showed you a couple of weeks ago now how to score every single penalty against squad battles. This genuinely is how to score every single free kick in this area against any opponent. It doesn't matter, it doesn't have to be the AI. So you'll see again, it's another FUT Champions example, exactly the same. Little layoff, Keita, top corner. The amount of times that this saves me in games, honestly, it's unbelievable. This weekend in FUT Champions, I must have scored 6 or 7 of these, and at least kind of 4 or 5 of those were absolutely critical parts of the game. It's just so OP. Right here, that was so tempting to take a quick free kick, but it's just the wrong thing to do. David Luiz steps up. Obviously, he's not going to be the person who takes the free kick, so we switch to Son. 2 steps back, call second player, little touch, Son, left foot this time, same corner. He had 3 bars of power then, it's a little bit further out obviously, but there it is again. And actually look, so there you go, FUT Champions, 90th minute, it was 1-1. That free kick right at the death of the game has given me the win, given me another W in FUT Champions, and we all know how hard it is to get wins in FUT Champions and how important each one is. This is an absolute game changer. And what's amazing about this technique, and actually brilliant, is that it generally works better against real people than it does against the AI. So I'm going to show you an example right now against the AI squad battles. I've got to be honest, my success rate against real people is pretty much 100%, right? Against squad battles, maybe, or against AI, maybe it's 75%. It's not quite as effective. I think that is a bit quicker at closing you down, but it doesn't really make any difference. It's still worth doing 75% of the time if you get a free kick. To do that, I think is, it's a pretty useful technique, and it's exactly the same as before. Switch your player, 2 steps back if it's Son or Keita if they're still horizontal with the ball, little half power layoff from the second man, and then 2.5 bars of power into that top left corner. Right, the next example I'm going to show you is a little bit different. Again, it's squad battles, but I haven't got Son or Keita in the team this time, so I'm going to use a different player. And just looking at who I've got available, I'm going to use Bellarabi. As you see from the stats here, Bellarabi's shot power of 85 seems like the best option for me, if I'm honest. Not someone I would really want to use. And if you look here, his starting position is different, obviously, to Son and Keita's. So no need to pull him back. I think he's already at a decent angle, but call second man, little layoff. Okay, not quite top corner, but exactly the same technique, bar the only difference there is that no need to pull him back because he's already at a good angle. Little layoff, half bar of power, 2.5 bar power shot into the far corner. There we go, it's easy, works so effectively. Right, the next example I'm going to show you is from the other side of the pitch now. So this I actually find a lot harder, and you'll see why, because from the angle here I can't actually use Keita to shoot, but I use the same technique. It's just very, very slightly different. Now you're going to have to play around with this, because basically what happens is your free kick taker isn't the person who takes it. You're going to call second man and you're going to lay it off to a third person. As you see here, it's Hamsik. The reason I say you need to play around with it is because when you do them on this side of the pitch, you'll have to get used to who you selected your free kick taker to make sure that third man is positioned in the right place. So I know if I select Keita, Hamsik, as you'll see there in the middle of the screen, is always in that place. If I select I don't know, my striker for example, it's a different player. I think it's As P might be there, which is all a bit weird. But if you select Cater for whatever reason, for me, Hamshick's always in the right place. Hamshick is just a perfect person to use. Exactly the same technique. Little one touch, smashes it 2.5 bars of power into that far corner. Again, I find it easier from the other side of the pitch, but slightly different technique on that left hand side is is just as effective. So there we go, guys. We're almost done. Hopefully you found this tutorial useful. I do appreciate that the tutorial I gave you a couple of weeks ago about how to score every penalty against squad battles was far easier than this. This will take some practice, but seriously, every time you get a free kick, stop lining it up, stop looking to curve it into the top corner, stop trying to pass it around, just switch your player, take 2 steps back, call a second man, little half bar of power layoff, one touch, 2.5 to 3 bars of power shot, top bins, just like that. Heung-min Son, you're an absolute legend. Hope you found that useful. Till next time, guys, I'll see you around.